Hey, welcome to Two Pastors Unplugged. I'm Rick Probst. Each week, I talk with Metro Atlanta pastors about their passion for ministry, the journey that God has taken them on, and how they are impacting the culture around them. And this guy and his team, they're certainly doing that. Pastor Jared Lathem, pastor of New Beginnings Church in Kennesaw. We're going to talk about what's going on in the ministry there. And also, his latest book is called The Sermon Killing Your Family. That'll get your attention. Pastor, how are you?
I'm good, Rick. How are you, brother?
I'm doing great. Good to see you. Thanks for keeping the beard on you.
Absolutely.
You're part of the family, part of the team. Hey, before we get into the book, I found some information about your great 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 grandfather. Yeah, hopefully this is true. He was a Methodist minister who served during the Civil War. Is that true?
So he was, I don't think he was a minister during the Civil War, but he drove a ambulance and was an ambulance driver at Gettysburg.
My gracious.
So you can only imagine what he saw.
Now, was there anything passed down from him? Bibles, notes?
I think my dad's got some stuff. I think my dad may have his Bible. I don't remember. But I know my dad's got a lot of old stuff from his ancestors.
That's pretty epic. One surviving that time.
Yeah.
And being at Gettysburg. I've been to Gettysburg many times. We used to live up there.
Mm.
And what a battle, but I'm glad that he made it.
Yeah.
And then eventually he became a Methodist minister. Is that true?
I believe so, yeah.
Wow. How cool is that?
Yeah, so, we've got some Methodist preachers. We also have some Baptist preachers in the family, but we don't talk about them that
much. You got to watch out what you bring up at family reunions and holidays, right?
Yeah.
Well, it's good to see you. The Sermon Killing Your Family is your latest book, and it's quite a title. Who came up with that? Yourself? Did your wife help you on that one? What?
No, I came up with it. I wanted something that was a bit provocative, but something I thought was extremely accurate as well, which is what the book's all about.
Well, tell us about the book. Why is the sermon killing us?
So this all came out of the COVID lockdown, Rick. When all the churches shut down, we saw all of us go to online church and the numbers went through the roof and It looked great. And then what we saw were the numbers collapsed. And that was for a few reasons. One of which was, well, people didn't have to go to church anymore, so they stopped going. The other reason is I didn't have to listen to my preacher anymore. I could listen to, the rock star pastors. And so we saw a lot of churches online attendance drop. But the main reason was people stopped watching, period. And it dawned on me that we had pawned off the spiritual responsibility of growing our family in faith. We had pawned that off onto the professional Christians at church, the pastors, the youth leaders, Sunday school teachers. And so we didn't have a lot of skin in the game. And so when the church shut down, we tied our faith so much to the building that our faith just kind of ended. Our walk with the Lord just kind of ended. We stopped growing. And so my wife and I started a ministry about helping people reestablish the spiritual leader in the home and also the family altar in the home. And out of that grew this book, this idea that the sermon your kids are going to hear the most is the one you're preaching at home.
Yeah.
And we know that intellectually, we understand that. And yet when it comes to faith, we don't apply it. We will bend heaven and earth to get our kids to any practice they need to be at. But making sure they love Jesus is not high on our priority. And I think if we're honest about it, we have to admit that. And so I tell parents, your number one job is not to make sure your kid becomes a lawyer or a doctor. Your number one job is to make sure they love Jesus. And if anything stands between that and them loving Jesus, then that other thing needs to die. And so the book deals with, one, parents taking that full responsibility, parents being open and honest about their own walk with their kids and saying, look, I'm not a scholar in all this stuff. I'm in the shallow end. But if you're in the shallow end, just own it. Hey, I'm in the shallow end and we're going to do this as a family. We're going to stumble through it. We're going to figure this out, but we're going to now start to gather every day and we're going to pray together and we're going to read the Bible together every single day as a family. We're going to have difficult faith conversations in our homes. And if we can't answer the question, then yeah, we'll go to a pastor. But we're going to make sure that no matter what happens outside of this home, inside this home is a place where the Lord is worshiped and revered and studied. And that Sunday is a non-negotiable. So, Sunday sports. I have a whole chapter in the book about we've got to stop Sunday sports. Christian parents have to stand up and say, no more. We're not doing this anymore. So, yeah, that's what the book's about. And it's an uncomfortable book, and it's meant to be uncomfortable because I think it's long overdue that we have that uncomfortable conversation.
Did you have an inkling that there was a deficiency before COVID, or did it was so screamingly loud during and after that you just said, hey, well, I thought so. What?
Well, I think there's always been an inkling there's been a disconnect. But I'll tell you, when the COVID lockdown hit, I was preaching to about 400 people every Sunday. And so it's easy when you're standing in front of about 400 people to think, hey, we're doing good work here. Things are excellent.
Mm-hmm.
But then when the lockdown hit, that's when you saw true colors. That's when you truly saw where people were spiritually. And yeah, so it confirmed a lot of what I suspected, but I never knew it was that bad. And churches still haven't fully recovered.
Right.
And so yeah, I had an inkling that this was a situation, but never to the extent that it is or was.
The sermon Killing Your Family is Pastor Jared's latest book. You can get it on Amazon. You mentioned that hey, that's perfect. Look at that.
I came prepared, brother.
Get yours today. It may offend you, but if without offense, we can't grow and stretch and actually walk in the calling that we're supposed to walk in.
Well, the gospel's offensive, so
yeah, it's scandalous.
Yeah.
Scandalin is actually the word there. The book is not about shame, you mentioned.
No.
But it's about rest.
Yeah, so the whole book is I diagnose the problem, but then I also attempt to give you a solution. And so it's the other part of the book is about reestablishing that family altar. It's the understanding that we are to pray together and grow as a family. And so I give you strategies to do that. There is a devotional in the back for a full month, a daily devotional that will walk you through an entire month. It's got questions for every age group in your home. My family, we have 4 kids from 8 to 18. And when we gather every day to read the Bible and study the Word, they're all involved. And we ask questions that are appropriate for the little ones. And we ask questions appropriate for the teenagers and for the adults. My wife and I are involved, and we give our answers, and we share our struggles and our faith questions with our kids because we want them to know it's okay to do that. It's okay to question. It's okay to say I don't understand this.
Yeah.
And so we have that in the book for you. So we don't just tell you what you're doing wrong. We show you how a different way to do it.
What questions have your kids asked you that maybe surprised you or?
Oh gosh. I don't know. I have very smart kids, like extremely intelligent kids. They get it all from their mom. And they are very good, especially my son. He's very good at reading stuff and retaining it. And so he loves the book of Revelation. And he'll read Revelation and he'll come to me with some question. And I'm like, buddy, let's sit down and let's research that together. Because I readily admit to everybody, I'm not a scholar in Revelation. That's just not the book that I spent a lot of time in. And so I want people to hear that even as a pastor, I tell him, son, I need to go back. I need to look that up because I don't remember exactly what that vision was or, what exactly was meant by that. And I do that, one, because I need to refresh myself, but also I want to teach him. So, hey, you got a question? Let's go figure it out. And so the questions they ask are usually, historical or, some really deep theological thing that I like, okay, hold up, let me pull out my books again and we'll go through it. So, yeah. And the little ones always ask good questions. I can't think of any question right now, but
sure.
They're always asking good questions. And some nights we have conversations that last an hour. Some nights it's 15 minutes. We just don't put a timestamp on it. We just say, look, we're going to sit down, study the word, and pray. And if it takes an hour to do that, it takes an hour.
It's just the consistency.
Absolutely.
To continue on. Hey, if you're watching, don't let that scare you now with the Revelation questions and all that. Get the book, though, The Sermon Killing Your Family. Yeah, kids, I mean, hey, the kids, my kids are all men and grown, but the kids that are at the church today where I serve, they're asking questions that my kids didn't ask, and I had no clue. I wouldn't have asked it.
Yeah.
But it's a good book. Check it out. The Sermon Killing Your Family. Response so far. What's been the response from folks? Probably some say, I've been waiting for a book like this all my life. And some say, you scared the bejesus out of me, Pastor. Why?
I got all of that. But I will say the response has been overwhelmingly positive. Fortunately, anyone who hates the book has not told me that. So I don't know. But everyone I've spoken to has been very appreciative, which has made me feel good that it's not just, hey, that's a good book, but thank you for writing this, because you've put into words something I've been thinking about for a long time, or something I thought needed to be said. And so I do have some reviews on Amazon. It's all 5 stars. And so praise God for that.
Yeah.
And so I feel it will be a blessing to anyone who reads it. And like you said, Rick, it is challenging. It is going to make you, it should make you uncomfortable. It made me uncomfortable to write it. But that shouldn't stop you, because I do believe it will be a blessing, not only to read it, but obviously a blessing if you implement some of the stuff that's in the book.
Pastor Jared Lathem, The Sermon Killing Your Family. Time flies with you. You got to come back. I enjoy being with you. Of course, I love the beard. You're part of the Beard Bro Club. But I love what you're doing. I love your attitude, your passion, and just I don't know, just the things that we've spent short time together. I admire you, and so glad that God has put you where He has put you. It's The Sermon Killing Your Family. Check it out on Amazon, and you can learn more about New Beginnings at newbeginningsmc.org. Hey, next week, another great Metro Atlanta pastor right here on Two Pastors Unplugged. Until next time, I'm Rick Probst. See ya.
Thanks, Rick.